Hey, Doug Upstone here, and today is July the 17th. It's a Thursday, and I am back with free picks. Now, we won't have the usual free picks. And as you can see by the title, we're going to talk some AFC North football. So we're going to get to that in just a second. If you have not, so hopefully you've had a nice few days away from sports. I did some WNBA stuff. So had a little run and actually doing quite well. I've hit 3 in a row in the WNBA. So we'll get back to that next week after their All-Star break. But 222 and 163 run for a profit of over $7,400 over the last 138 days. Continue to kill it, and looking forward to getting the start of baseball on Friday. So I'll be back with some Friday picks for you for sure on that. And as far as the football stuff, I'll have some different things for you as we go along. But just want to let you know that the full season packages are up at winningcappers.net, sportscapping.com, and gamblersworld.net too. And they're all available. I got full season package discounted down to $7.99 for college and pro football. So it's a great price. So make sure that you sign up for that. Get yourself aligned. Won multiple titles in both the NFL and college football over my career, 23-year career of doing this. And so make sure that you get yourself signed up. I'm going to have another winning year. I've made adjustments. I've talked about that earlier. I made adjustments primarily since the last November and December primarily. And so not the start of football, but I've made adjustments going forward. Paid off for me at the end of the last season. It's going to pay off for the entire season this year for football. So make sure to do that. So as I said, subscribe if you haven't to the channel. Hit the like button. I'm going to give you some thoughts here about the AFC North. And I don't know how many of these I'm going to do for football. We'll just see as we go along. But I got one for a day because I don't know that you're interested in Toronto and Montreal Canadian football. I'm interested in it, but I'm not sure you are. Okay, so we're going to try and go along with that. So leave your comments here, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, just on a really nice run here, and we'll look to continue to get the things started. All right, so AFC North. Let's talk about the teams. Baltimore set up win total. They're favored to win the division. 11.5 win total. Offensively, there's no questions about this team. I mean, Lamar Jackson. I mean, the whole deal. Derrick Henry. The whole squad. Plenty of offense here. The thing is can they become an elite defense? Okay, because there's a reason why Baltimore and Buffalo of late have not been able to keep, for the most part, keep Kansas City out of the AFC, being the AFC champion and going to the Super Bowl. And the reason they haven't been able to do so is because, like with Tampa Bay and what Philadelphia did last year, they have dominant defenses, especially up front, and they can stop opposing teams. They stopped Kansas City to win Super Bowls. Baltimore hasn't had that. Buffalo hasn't had it. That's why they haven't been able to get the job done. So I think it's important here for Baltimore to, got to upgrade their defense. I think they're good for 11.5 wins. I would take the over on that as a play. I think that's fairly secure. They do have a tough schedule, but I think they can get that. So I like Baltimore to go over 11.5. What I don't like from Baltimore, though, is Derrick Henry in this context. His rush total is 1,337.5 yards, and I think he's going to go under the total. And here's my reasoning as to why. Last year, he had over 1,900 rushing yards, but he was a man on a mission last year with Baltimore, with a new team, excited to be on a really good football team again. They rode him hard. And so I think from that standpoint, at 31 this season, I think that the goal is still to win the Super Bowl. Okay, of course, they want to win the division. They'd love to have home field. All of those things are still in play for the Ravens. But I think it's just as important that for game one, he is fresh and ready to go, referring to Derrick Henry. So I think his carries will drop. I think teams will make adjustments defensively. And so I don't think his yardage will be as good. So I'm going to recommend the under for total rushing yards for Derrick Henry of 1,337.5. Okay, so that's my pick on that one. So I think it's there to do. Cincinnati. Okay, here's a team that is getting a lot of buzz because of Joe Burrow. Okay, my opinion. You can disagree with it. You can leave your comments. I think Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in the NFL. I think that Patrick Mahomes still deserves the top spot for what he does, what he can do. But I think Joe Burrow has surpassed Lamar Jackson myself, okay, and Allen too from Buffalo. Again, coming in the season, that's how I feel about it. I think offensively, this team is loaded. They are ready to go. Burrow is at the top of his game. He's a great quarterback. He would not be a bad play for an MVP if things go the way I'm thinking they're going to go for them. And I also like the over 9.5 with Cincinnati for a win total. That's my favorite of the division win totals in this one. So I would recommend taking Cincinnati at 9.5. I think that the defense does have some holes, but here's the thing. Al Golden, if you saw him at Notre Dame and previously in his career when he's been defensive coordinator, he gets after the quarterback. So I think the pass rush will be much stronger. It wasn't bad last year, but it needed a little bit more depth. I think he'll come up with ways to do it. I don't necessarily think you'll see it a lot of it in the first half of the season. Got to get a new system, got to get some continuity, but I think you'll see it a lot in the second half of the season. The other thing Al Golden's teams do is they generate turnovers. So I'm looking for turnovers to be gotten by Cincinnati, and I think they'll jump over. I think they could win the division, but I still think Baltimore has better overall talent. But I think they're really good to go over 9.5. And I wouldn't. I'm not saying I'm going to do it for sure, but I'm thinking about taking Cincinnati taking a flyer on them at a small price to win the AFC. So that's my thoughts on Cincinnati. So take that. And I said Burrow for MVP. So I like that one as well. Let's see here. What else we got? Pittsburgh, 8.5 win total. Tough schedule. Just overall, I'm just, Aaron Rodgers, can't get excited about it. Okay. Guy played good at times last year for the Jets, but they didn't win. Sure, they had some bad breaks, but Rodgers didn't help either from that standpoint. The offense of Pittsburgh, I mean, you're talking about a guy 42 years old, going to be, I think, 43 during the season. I don't know what you should expect from him. Okay, I wouldn't think it'd be a great deal, and I don't think even though they picked up Metcalf from Seattle, I don't think that's going to be enough for this team overall. Do I think they can win 9 games? Yes. Okay, so it'd be not even a slight, just a lean with Pittsburgh on wins because of Mike Tomlin's history of finding ways to win games with just say average teams. So I'm good with that. But anything else, they got a pretty tough schedule overall, so I think that's going to be to their detriment. So, but not a lot really to say on Pittsburgh. The last team I want to talk about is Cleveland. I get the inclination to take Cleveland off winning 3 games. Okay, had some close losses, but winning just 3 games, and the win total is 5.5. I understand that. I get the reason for that. It's just that I don't agree with it, and here's my reason as to why. First of all, let's start with the schedule. Okay, 2 against Baltimore, 2 against Cincinnati, 2 against Pittsburgh. 1 win. Okay, maybe 2 out of there. Then they got to play the NFC North. NFC North was a great conference, or a great not conference, a great division last year. It doesn't appear it's going to be a lot different. Maybe Minnesota might not be as good, but still, it's going to be a very difficult division. So there, I again. 1 win, maybe against Chicago, maybe. Okay. Plus, they're going to play Buffalo, and they're going to play an angry San Francisco team looking to rebound off a bad year. I'm going under with 5.5 wins. Now, they might get to 5. Okay. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying they're going to be as bad as they were last year. I just don't have any faith in Cleveland to get there. They don't have a quarterback unless you think Joe Flacco at his age is going to do wonders. He didn't do wonders in Indianapolis. I don't think he's going to do wonders in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, in Cleveland. I don't think he's going to do wonders in Cleveland. So I'm not sold on them. Besides that, they don't. Kenny Pickett, 2 rookie quarterbacks, just not a lot for me to get excited about. Now, one thing I will say, I think they'll cover games. Okay, I wouldn't be at all surprised if they were either 8-9 or 9-8 covering spreads. Cleveland, I think they'll play some teams tough. But again, I just don't think they have the right quarterback in play, okay, and enough offense to win games to get to that win total. So that's everything I got for you, okay, for today on Thursday. So I will be back Friday with more free picks for you. We'll get back to baseball, but just thought I'd share this one for you today. A little football talk, and we'll see what we can get. Like I say, I might drop in some other football ones. If you like the football talk, let me know too. Or if you don't like it, okay, just leave a comment, okay, in there. And if you like what you hear, hit the like button. If you don't, well, then don't. Okay, simple as that. I say that pretty much every day. So make sure that you enjoy it. So here we go. Back to baseball on Friday. Looking forward to it, and continue the run, 30-14 run in baseball. So look to continue to stay hot here the last 2.25 months or so, and just keep it rolling. Okay, gearing up for football as we go along. So this is Doug Upstone. Have yourself a day. We will see you on Friday. Till next time, I'm out.